All right, welcome back to Cold Boot, the only tech show where the facts are hot, the takes are spicier, and the host hasn't read a single word of this script until right now. Hi, I'm your host, Dirk Barber. Welcome to the channel. Sorry, I'm still new at this, so I'm really awkward. But this is my long form show where I will be reading from this script and then give you my hot takes in between. This is a cold read, never read. So let's jump in, shall we? All right. So buckle up, plug in, because today we're talking about how the internet went from a military side project to a digital hellscape full of memes, misinformation, and really aggressive skincare ads. This is the evolution of the internet, from ARPANET to TikTok Meltdown. Seems like a pretty wide subject there, isn't it? Well, let's see if ChatGPT actually throws some jokes in here or not. I don't know. So far, not so good. Origins. Nerds of War. Our story begins in the 1960s, back when computers filled entire rooms, cost the GDP of a small country, and had less power than the phone you dropped in the toilet last week. Or, actually, the phone that you dropped into the toilet 25 years ago. I mean, it's mind-boggling the amount of computing that we have, in our hands. Um, when I was growing up, it was a simple graphing calculator has like so much more calculating, computational power than the computers that took us to the freaking moon. It's just, I don't know, that's wild to me. And, I'm just so glad that I am of the generation that got to live firmly with my feet in both of the generational worlds of the digital and pre-digital era. Anyways, nice tangent, Dirk. Where was I? Ugh. Okay, enter ARPANET, the Advanced Research Project Agency Network. Say that 6 times fast. Basically, the Pentagon said, "Yo, we need a way to keep communications up even if someone drops a nuke on our telephone wires." Which doesn't really make much sense because the internet goes over telephone wires. Anyways, so a bunch of government-funded nerds at places like UCLA and Stanford started packet switching. The idea that you can chop data into little pieces, yeet them through a bunch of nodes, and reassemble them on the other side like digital Lego, but with anxiety. Boom! ARPANET goes live in 1969. The first message ever sent, LO, L-O. They were trying to type login, but the system crashed, a perfect metaphor for everything that would follow. I didn't know that. That's actually freaking hilarious. Anywho, the birth of the internet. Flash forward to the 1980s. More networks pop up, but they're like cliques in a high school cafeteria. They can't talk to each other. What we need... Wow, that was horrible. Let me start that again. But they were cliques in a high school cafeteria. They can't talk to each other. What we need is a universal protocol, something to unite them. Q TCP/IP. Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. Developed in the late 70s, it became the backbone of modern internet in 1983. Suddenly, networks could communicate without having to swap mixtapes and awkward eye contact. But now the term internet actually means something interconnected networks. Get it? Well, no shit. But it's funny that it said suddenly swap mixtapes. Well, in computers of that era, I had a Commodore VIC-20 when I was growing up, and that thing had an audio cassette drive, like it was a disk drive. And if you were to put any one of those discs, any one of those audio cassettes into an actual tape player, it would just sound like screeching. It was awesome. Anyways, I need to stop saying anyways because that's going to be annoying to you, the viewer. It's already annoying to me, and I just started doing this. All right. Enter the web, not a spider in sight. Then comes 1989. Tim Berners-Lee, a British computer scientist who looks like he should be sipping tea while solving murders, invents the World Wide Web. Not the internet itself, that was already buzzing. He created a way to navigate it. Hyperlinks, browsers, URLs, HTML. Basically, he gave the internet a user interface, like putting a steering wheel on a rocket. By 1993, we had the first graphical web browser, Mosaic. It had fonts, images, colors. People lost their minds. Suddenly, the internet wasn't just for academics and military goons. It was for anybody with a anybody with a modern patience. No, anybody with a modem, patience, and the willingness to let their mom yell at them for tying up the phone line. Been there, done that. And of course, mom and dad, they're not going to spend the extra. I don't even know how much it was. I was a kid at the time, but we'll say $50, but it wasn't $50, so we could have internet. They're like, that's not important. Ugh. And then anytime you would get a phone call, you would get knocked off the internet because we had call waiting. Oh, fun times. .com boom. Capitalism logins. Mid to late 1990s, the .com boom suddenly realized you could, whoa, let me start that all over again. Mid to late 1990s, the .com boom suddenly, let me start that over again. Mid to late 90s, the .com boom. Suddenly, people realized you could make money on the internet. So what did they do? Everything, and badly. Pets.com? I think that one's actually still around. Is it pets.com? Anyways, it doesn't matter. Webvan, eToys, haven't heard of either one of those two, and I was pretty into the internet back in those days, but in the late 90s, early 2000s, it probably wasn't until the aughts where I actually started buying things consistently on the internet. And that's due largely to Amazon, unfortunately. Fuck you, Jeff Bezos. A lot of money got thrown at websites that were basically digital paperweights, but some stuck the landing. Amazon, Google, and eBay. And don't forget Napster. Because nothing says the future of tech like teenagers pirating Lip Biscuit MP3s at 4 kilobytes a second. Preach! I didn't use Napster. I didn't really care for the program at all. I actually used IRC Chat, if anybody remembers that. I think it was IRC. Yeah, MIRC. You could do file transfers through there. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, it would take realistically at least 4 to 5 hours to download any song. It was ridiculous. But we walked so that the people of today could run. So serious. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah. Then in 2000, the bubble burst. The market crashed harder than a LimeWire download, but the seeds were planted. Web 2.0, the rise of the people, and trolls. Around 2004, we enter the Web 2.0 era. The static pages of yesteryear got replaced with platforms where users create the content. Blogs, YouTube, Facebook, MySpace. If you remember the before times, Tom is still your only real friend. The internet stopped being a tool and just became a place. A social scene, a forum, a background, a playground, a disaster. Smartphones, the internet in your pocket, and toilet. And in my opinion, the smartphone is the single most important piece of technology that man has ever created in the entire history of mankind. It's the most amazing tool. You literally have every single piece of information that you would ever want in your pocket. You also have every single piece of information that you didn't know you wanted in your fucking pocket. I mean, yes, obviously not everything's in there, but you get my point. I love the internet. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Anyways, I'm sure this is awful and nobody is going to watch this. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. It would mean so much to me if I got 11 subscribers. I would be so happy. I'd tell my wife and she'd be like, yay! Anyways, back to the smartphones. Smartphones, the internet in your pocket, and toilet. Then we got the smartphone revolution. 2007, iPhone launches. The internet becomes mobile. Always on, in your pocket, at the bar, in the bathroom, during family dinners, probably while you're watching this right now. Yeah, a little bit psychic. TikTok in the age of the infinite scroll. Now you live in the TikTok era. Bite-sized dopamine hits, endless scrolling, and a For You page that knows you better than your therapist. It's entertaining, it's horrifying, it's addictive. It's probably mining your data. Probably. It's definitely mining your data. You're in deep now. The internet has become the water you swim in, the air we breathe, the meme we live inside. Wow, almost to the end already. Darn. Final thoughts. What now? So, yeah, the internet went from a Pentagon science project to a global hive mind full of cat videos, rage bait, conspiracy theories, and crypto bros promising to revolutionize finance from their mom's basement. It's amazing, it's terrifying, it's chaotic, and it ain't slowing down. This has been Cold Boot. Smash the like, click subscribe, and remember, the first message on the internet was low, and some days that still sums it up. Peace. Okay, that was Cold Boot, episode 1. Um, if you made it to the end, thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Like and subscribe if you liked what you see, and if you'd like to come back and maybe see some more stuff. As you can see, this is pretty rough. I'm just starting out. So, in the future, as I go on progressively, I am going to get better and better at this, I hope. I haven't done any, I don't know how to edit yet. I'm only using my smartphone. I will actually pick up this right before I turn it off, and I will show you the entire my setup here. And it's actually kind of cool because I consider myself to be like the ultimate budget baller. Like my home lab over here, it's like $140 total, and it's freaking badass. I think it looks cool as hell. Got these monitors behind me super cheap. I don't want to go into all that. That's a whole nother video. This is Cold Boot. All right. So I said I was going to show you real quick. Just this, like my lighting situation, and you're on a fancy tripod right now. That's a selfie stick, so it's held up. It's nice. I got it for riding one wheel actually. But if you look around here, I have these two lights, and then I found videos on YouTube. It was a ring light. So just make your screens put out white so I have more light. I think my light looks pretty good. And if I decide that I need more color, I can just change the color of the screens. It's awesome. All right, well, I don't want to get this too long in the boot. Uh, Once again, thank you so much for coming here and spending this time with me. It means so much to me. Please like and subscribe, and I will definitely see you later.